To qualify for a K-1 fiancé visa, you have to prove that you have met your fiancé in person at least once within the past 2 years. There are waivers available for this requirement, but they're very complicated. This is immigration attorney Amanda Thomas. Keep watching my video because I'm going to talk about the qualifications for this waiver and give you some answers about some questions that you may have. To qualify for a K-1 fiancé visa, you have to prove that you have met your fiancé at least once in person in the past 2 years. There are waivers for this 2-year meeting requirement, but the rules for them are very strict. The big hang-up with these waivers is that they are almost never granted. You have to prove to USCIS that your situation is an extreme hardship. A lot of people feel that their situation is extreme because that's how it feels to them. Sometimes you meet someone in a really far away place and that makes it very difficult to go visit them. But to USCIS, you must have truly extraordinary circumstances to qualify for this waiver. Financial hardship generally does not qualify. Sometimes even physical disabilities that make it hard for a person to be mobile isn't enough to qualify for this waiver. There have been cases that I have read that USCIS does not even believe that a person in a wheelchair has an extreme enough situation to qualify for a waiver. A type of situation that may qualify for a waiver like this is when the U.S. citizen has an extreme physical disability or illness. We're talking about the type of illness that leaves the U.S. citizen completely bedbound. And the fiancé cannot get a visitor's visa to visit the United States. There are some other rare instances that may qualify a person for the 2-year meeting requirement waiver. This would be an instance where the couple is a member of a religion that has a history of not allowing the two to meet in person before being married. There are also situations where the foreign fiancé's home country may be very dangerous and it is not possible for them to also travel to a third country. But all of these situations would still be a steep hill to climb. I know you feel like this requirement may be harsh, but USCIS has this rule for a reason. USCIS is worried about visa fraud, but they're also worried about preventing failed marriages. Another reason is that romance scams are becoming more common. The purpose of a romance scam may not always be to obtain a visa. Oftentimes, the motivation behind a romance scam is to get money. A person may use their real identity or a false identity to endear themselves to you in a romantic way. They will try to build a romantic bond with you. They may even propose marriage. But eventually, they always ask for money. But when it comes to actually meeting this person, there's always an excuse as to why you can't meet them in person. If you find yourself contemplating a waiver of the 2-year meeting requirement, I suggest that you actually take a deeper look into your relationship and decide if this is something that you actually really want to do. A waiver is very unlikely to be granted, and it is there for your protection. But if you do want to talk to me to find out if I believe your situation may qualify, I would be willing to talk to you. So please feel free to reach out. But of course, if you found my video helpful, if you found my video informative, I would really appreciate it if you would like my video and subscribe to my channel.